What's up, guys? This is James from Easy Coach, and today we're going to do Observational Analysis App review.
So the first form of observational analysis is objective analysis. Can anyone tell me what this is and what it involves?
Objective analysis is when you use facts and it's not opinion based. So this would be like when you go for a run and it shows you facts on how far you've run and the calories you burnt, for instance.
Okay, so when using this as a way of analysis, what is good about this?
Well, it shows good progression.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
So especially for team sports, you stat the team, individual players, and then you can form sort of further data which shows over a period of time whether
Have you got an example that you can use?
Like a football game, if the team 1 week make 100 passes.
Okay, so the percentage of passes.
Yeah.
You also can't argue with objective analysis as the facts. You can't argue with the facts.
Yeah.
So the fact that they have scored so many goals, you can't change it.
You can't change.
You can't.
Yeah. It's not opinion based, as Beth said at the beginning. So one app that we have used and been using is Pacer. Pacer is just a running app. And it's just a way of objectively analysing your running, so it gives you stats and things like that. So, what makes Pacer a good app, objectively speaking, for analysis?
Well, I think what makes Pacer a good app is it has lots of features, such as distance, calories. It measures steps. It has GPS as well, which shows you where you've been, how far, which all contribute to the objective analysis.
Yeah. So because it gives you've had 5,000 steps, you know how many steps it takes, or you've ran this distance in this time.
And also you can set goals for yourself, like like statistic goals. So like say you want to make 10,000 steps one day, it will measure them all up to that point, and then when you achieve it, it will let you know.
This app is also good because it uses features such as it gives you workouts to do, it helps you relax and recover once you've done your workouts.
Yeah.
So these features don't contribute to the objective, but they're just good.
So something else that I noticed from this app is that it's quite social as well. So you can add friends, look at what they're doing, which is always good. Connect it to Facebook, stuff like that. Followers and So it's good for that sort of social side of running as well.
Yeah.
Not just Pacer, but objectively, do you think that objective analysis is better for a certain performer or a certain sport, or
it's
is it
definitely better for team sports?
Yeah.
So where you have a football game, you can take stats of how many goals, how many passes they make, whereas if you have an individual sport such as dance or gymnastics, there might not necessarily be statistics.
It's more opinion whether it's
more opinion based.
I also think that for team sports, it's great, like more group, so using it for measuring a team as a whole. But then again, I think that you could use it for individual sport, you could use it in team sports as well if you're analysing just an individual player. But most of the time in football and things like that, they measure a team as a whole rather than just individual players.
So there's a lot of good things definitely about the app. So after using it, so after we've each had a go on it and had a little look at it, is there anything that we think isn't great about the app?
It's quite slow to react.
Slow, yeah.
So when I was using the app, I was walking and it took like 10 to 15 seconds for like the steps to actually start and the distance to start going up.
Yeah, it's sort of refresh rate.
Yeah, so the actual function rather than the actual software.
Yeah, you don't always have a phone as well. So if I was in my house and I was just walking around, I wouldn't have my phone on me, so it's not like completely accurate the amount of steps I've done in the entire day.
Yeah.
Because you won't always have your phone, and also it doesn't have diet input.
Yeah, so people will use this app to lose weight as it has workouts, it tracks your run, and people are generally trying to lose weight, but it has no diet input.
Okay.
So obviously it doesn't advise you on what you should be intaking compared to what you should be expending.
So is there another app that you might have used that is comparable to that?
MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal.
if you link them, if you combined them two apps together,
You'd have a pretty solid app.
Yeah, it'd be pretty perfect.
Okay, so that's objective. So just a little recap. It's not opinion. It's all facts, like Pacer, because it shows you the distance you've run, the calories you've intaked, steps, all sorts of things like that. The second form of observational analysis is subjective. So can anyone enlighten me what subjective is?
So subjective analysis is it's solely opinion based.
Mm-hmm.
This is usually regarding coaches, sort of instructing and teaching an individual or even a team a specific technique or way they believe is correct.
So has anyone got an example of this? So it might be in a football match or in a rugby game or...
We would use it in gymnastics.
Gymnastics, yeah.
Whereas you'd video someone's skill and then you'd break it down into different stages, and the coach would give their opinion and tell them where they need to make improvements.
Yeah.
But that's only the coach's verbal.
It's only the opinion of the coach.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it doesn't provide maybe the team's opinion.
Right.
Or
How many performance
Okay, so moving on from that then, what do we think is good about this more of opinion-based analysis?
It lets you break down the skill.
Okay.
So you could do it different phases of the skill and make certain improvements in different phases.
So just a question then, do you think that this form of analysis is better for team invasion sports like football, like rugby? What do you think about that?
I think it is. Yeah, because if you've got like a football game, you can record it and you can see can highlight whereabouts all the players are on the pitch, see whereabouts all they are, when they gain possession of the ball and things like that.
So more tactical.
Yeah.
However, that could be more used for taking statistics because that proves that the team has not done it successfully. Whereas if you're using an individual sport, you'd be able to see the skill individually.
So could you say, for example, like a gymnast, going back to your sort of, technique on a certain...
such a handstand.
Yeah, you can also do it as a football player. Like you can break down the certain the pass of the ball.
So it's using the angles of the
concentrating on one individual and feedbacking to that person.
So is there anything also about subjective which is quite good?
You can change the pace of.
Getting into an app now. So the app we used was Huddle.
Yeah, so for example, Huddle, you can change the pace. So if I was to do a skill, you can slow the skill down to see the different parts. As Hannah said, breaking it down more. Yeah. So
after using Huddle as well, there's a lot of things you can do. One of the things was overlay, different information. Why might that be good if you're...
This is good because, say, in gymnastics, when you're doing a handstand, you know the person should be in a straight shape, whereas you can draw just a line straight over. You can see where they need to make the improvements. So if their butt is stuck out or their feet are too far. So
going from gymnastics to completely different sport, like rugby or cricket or something like that. Is that overlay function is also quite useful for other sports as well? Can you think of an example? Any examples?
Football. Yeah. No, the app Huddle is good for sports such as football because you can use the overlay, but also there's other features like you can tag certain parts of the game, which after you can review, so you can go back to a certain time in the game. Which is good for invasion sports and sports that have a time limit on the game, whereas sports like badminton could last ages depending on rally times, things like that.
So it's good for timed sort of. So would you say that the actual Huddle app itself, not all of subjective analysis, but just Huddle itself is better for team sports rather than individual analysis?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the actual app Huddle itself is better for that. Not saying subjective is better for that, just the actual app. So is that something that...
Whereas if you have other subjective, they might be able to.
So in terms of something that Huddle could improve about itself as an app, is that something maybe having more functions that allow sort of more individual sort of analysis?
But
But overall, it's a pretty solid app. Do we agree? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on reflection, then, if we're talking about Pacer, go back to Pacer. What would be out of 5? What? So just go round the table. What do we think?
I'll probably say at the moment it's probably about 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, yeah.
Yeah, just because it hasn't got the feature of diet.
Yeah.
But other than that, the other features it has is pretty solid.
Okay, Beth.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 4. It'd be higher again, like James said, if it had
it's just that diet.
If it had the diet.
Yeah. Hannah, would you be the same or?
I'd give it a 3 out of 5 because there are other apps that actually do diet Pacer, and do the amount of steps.
So it's not quite competing.
It's not quite competing as much with a Fitbit app or a Fitbit. Yeah, I would agree. 3 or 4 out of 5 for the same reasons. So Huddle then, as a subjective sort of analysis, what are we thinking for that? What do we think?
I'll probably give it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, just because I still feel that there's more features that could be included on it to help with sort of enhance the subjective analysis side of things.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, it's only a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Beth, same opinion or a bit
I'd
different?
give it about a 4.
Okay.
I like the fact that you can overlay on the skills and change the pace of the skill. I think that's quite good. But then, like James said, there could be more.
There could be more features of the actual
make the app better. Yeah.
Hannah?
I agree. 3 out of 5 again.
Yeah.
There could be more features to help individual sports.
Yeah, I would be the same as well. A 3, maybe 4 out of 5, just because it is good for what it does, but it could do a bit more. So thank you for listening. See you again next time.